Hey, buddy boy, what's happening?
What's up? What's up?
What's happening, man? Episode number 60.
Bro, oh shit! Hear that in the background? What? It's your Instagram. How 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 is that even? Now we can't hear you, bro. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Episode 60, I think, guys. Episode 60, chapter 10 of the 10x rule that we're reading every Wednesday. Part of
Yeah, I don't know what
Winners
happened there.
Wednesday. It's fine, bro.
It was like the sound was coming out of my headphones and out of my computer at the same time. I had to fix that.
No
Let me
problem.
just take a second.
Yeah, take a
to say
second.
hi
I'm
over here
just
to the people.
introducing here. Yeah, no problem.
Say hi to. I see we have some people in the chat, so I just want to give you guys a shout out. Thank you for being here, guys. Much appreciated. We have Mo on Instagram. Mo, if you can go on our YouTube channel, I see that you're on Instagram. I'm gonna put the link over there. Fel, what's going on, man? How are you?
Very good, very good. Winners Wednesday. It's been a pretty intense week, right? Like it's the beginning of winter, so obviously, been
Cadena's doing amazing. Everything's good. Life is good, no?
Life is good. I love snow. My kids, they're the best with winter. Like they don't have that all that stress like winter tires, like you need to rush to the garage and like the law 1st of December, this, that. Kids, they just love like snow's coming. They're thinking about Christmas. It's fun for kids, you know. I love it for my kids, but for the managing parts of winter, like for a business with vehicles and all that stuff, it's a good challenge. It's a nice adventure.
I have some good memories of being a kid. Our dad used to like me and my brother and my sister. My dad had the snowblower, and we had a pretty big house. You remember my house before in Vimo?
Yeah.
And he used to take the snowblower. He would clean all the entrance with the snow, and he would make us like a huge mountain, like a big mountain right in front of the yard. And then he would hose it and make a nice
slide. Slide. Yeah. My mom, she did that too. We used to do the ice skating rink in the back.
Oh, that's fun. If ever you have it, invite me over, man. I'd be down. I grab my skates and I come.
That was crazy because we had the trampoline, so the grass was already dead under the trampoline. So we used to take out the trampoline and do a nice skating rink under.
That's fun, man. That's fun. I would love to have a rink someday in my backyard.
Yeah. So hey, man, Winners Wednesday, chapter 10, competitions for sissies. That's the name of the chapter, bro. I'm not making this up. This is literally the name of that chapter. Competition is for sissies.
It's like we have to live with them, but if we choose not to have them, wouldn't you not want to have them and just dominate?
Well, it's
for the greater good of humanity. It's good to have, like, we need competitors. It keeps prices low for consumers. It keeps innovation high.
I was not okay with that chapter the first time I read it. I was not okay with that chapter. Well, I was not okay with the chapter at the beginning of it. As I was reading it, I became more okay with it. I actually started to understand. I felt like, you can't say competition is for CC. You can't just say like, close this door here. Downstairs, guys. This is not a studio. It's my real home. But I thought that he was trying to make a point about his business, but it's actually not like the case. He was actually trying to make a point for yourself, for you to grow your own systems, your own thought process. Yesterday we talked about tasks, how you could put more in your system, more in your stuff, be able to manage more with not more necessarily more heads, just have less, like, BS piles of trash mixed with important stuff, and like, just take on more. But take on more comes with like the mentality that you need to go get more for yourself. that's like a concept for some people. I just feel like it's a concept that's so hard to like wrap your head around. It's like, I can't take on more, it's not healthy, it's not good for me. Like it's and I hear that all the time. I see what the other guys are doing. They're not pushing that much. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Well, that's the whole point of this chapter. The whole point of the chapter.
And like he even says that, am I going to hit those targets? Probably not. But we're making decisions based on those actions. So you're making actions based on 10x. Are we going to hit it? Are we going to hit 10x? Maybe not. But we're using that as a framework to make decisions.
Yeah. So, and when he's talking about big targets, like when you try to compete with people, you look at other people, you compare yourself to other people. When you're only trying to compete with other people, you're in the race. And so when you're in the you feel like you're in the race, you feel like you're doing okay, you might not take advantage of the opportunities that you have. You might you're not pushing yourself to your full potential right now. Because if you look at dominating your sector, the conversation starts really to be different. If you talk about dominating your sector completely, your industry, if you look at the other big players, what they are doing, the questions you're going to start asking yourself are obviously going to be different. How could I outsmart these guys? Obviously you can't outspend these guys, but you can outwork them, you can outsmart them, you can outmarket them. You can
go where they're not willing to go.
Go where they're not willing to go. They might spend crazy amounts of money in marketing campaigns, having the back of the bus. All cleaning company right now in Montreal, they know about Jean Pro. They have the back of the bus marketing. This guy.
What are they doing different though? As a cleaning company in Montreal, because I see their billboards everywhere.
They franchise everything that they could franchise. They franchise,
but that takes money, right? So what did they do to get there to that point?
Listen, this podcast is not about my competitor, so I'm just doing marketing for them right now. I'm not going to be.
But what if we could use them as a? He mentioned something like that in the book when he was saying when he actually did mention something about that. He's like, I would do ridiculous things and go on social media and post ridiculous things, even though I knew I would get bad press or whatever you want to call it.
I'm not going to give Jean Pro bad press. They're doing what they're doing,
And his competitors were taking what he was doing because it was so ridiculous. They were making fun of him, but he was laughing because it was bringing him business at the end of the day. So his competitors were advertising for him. So you're right when you say that. I'm just going to stop talking about this competitor because I don't want to help them.
But you understand. My point is Sam Walton of Walmart was studying his competitors. He made sure that all his managers of the store. We've read that. You know where we've read that first? We've read that on Monday. On Marketing Monday, we've read the same thing about Sam Walton. How crazy is that? In the other chapter of the marketing book, I don't know if you remember. Just Monday, he was talking about the same exact example. Sam Walton was asking his managers to go out to other stores and mystery shopping in other stores to study them and bring back the more. He was curious about what the other guys were doing, not because he was stressed out, but because he was trying to dominate. He was trying to really, really, really understand what was working, what was not working inside his field. That's the domination thinking that you need to get yourself into, because it requires you a lot of actions, stuff that you're going to put in your in basket. We were talking about this yesterday. George, you asked a very interesting question. You were like, when you feel you're already in control, everything is in control, what's next? Where am I going to put it? when you feel like you're in control, maybe you need to like push for something more. Maybe you need more stuff. If you not feel overwhelmed, like in my opinion, if you're not feeling overwhelmed, it's because some like I'm starting feeling stressed out when I'm not overwhelmed. Because I'm like, hey,
Mm,
where's the business? Like I'm supposed to have it. My
I'm
my
supposed to be in
phone should
hunting
be
mode. Yeah.
buzzing right now. It's not supposed to be like that. So this thing is to keep everything under control. As soon as you get yourself to the next level, you get yourself like to the next chapter. You can't stay at the same place for too long. It's too comfortable. It's too comfortable. You think you're gonna find the pot of gold inside the comfortable spot where everyone else is sitting? No, you won't. You need that stuff. You need that hard stuff. So yeah, dominating, bro, is immunity if you consider that competition is just healthy. Competition is supposed to be healthy. Well, in the book, Grant says domination is immunity.
But let's be honest. If you chose not to have any competitors, you would want that, right? Who wouldn't? But there, we have them, and we need to work with. We need to try to find ways to out innovate them and be better than them, and like he says, go where they're not willing to go. Like for an example, you being on this podcast right now talking about your cleaning company. Most cleaning companies are probably not doing that. We saw what most cleaning we're in those groups. Most of them are not doing what the type of actions that you're doing. Most of them are not building systems, not building CRMs, don't have people cold calling.
It's funny. He says that also in the book. He's like forward thinkers don't copy, they don't compete, they create.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found super mind blowing about this is like you and me, Jord, we have experience in sales. Like most of my experience comes from sales. One of the biggest like thing in my life when I stopped seeing myself just like as a salesman who works inside of an office. Because I'm the office guy, in my friend circle, I'm the office guy. I don't know how to handle a hammer, and they're making fun of me for that. And I started a cleaning company during the pandemic. 3 years in now, I have less experience in cleaning. I did cleaning before, but like really like doing it as a company, making quotes, all that stuff. We're 3 years in. We had to learn first. We had to learn fast, and of course, we did. We did everything to learn fast. We did all the formation we could find either on the internet. We did formation like online trainings. We did real-time trainings. I paid thousands of dollars for real trainings, like with polls, and we learned a bunch of things. But it's not there that we picked up the most value. It's really not there that we learned the most. The where we learned the most is when I went to Canadian Tire. I was on my phone trying to figure out real world problems that I was trying to fix, like inside of I was really trying to fix my problem that I had for my actual clients. They asked me something, and I was trying to really fix what I had to fix right now, not trying to fix the first world problems that I could find on the internet, trying to buy. Let me tell you, if I bought a trailer, already made trailer with everything stuffed on it, already made, which everything is trying to do that. You're shopping around. When you start your business, you're shopping around for the best tools, the most expensive tools, the best trailer, the best. You will spend minimum. You start with a trailer, you start minimum, you're $12,000. It goes super fast to 20K, 25K. You're 30K is in. You're indebted, like you have that debt. You need to use that trailer. You need to now justify using all these tools. So you compared yourself, you looked at what the other guys were buying, and you're like, yeah, if these guys, they're making that much per year with these setup, I need to buy the same setup for myself and then justify all these expenses. Like it's ridiculous. If you really try not to compete with other guys and you're really trying to fix the problem that's right next to you with the opportunities that you have in your neighborhood, you're going to be only using the money that you have first, not trying to go get a loan or whatever, not trying to go get your mommy, your grandmother's money. You don't need that right now. You need to fix the first problem that you could find, that you could put your hands into, and get the money out of that. And next thing, you completed that, you go to the next one. You go to the next one. You go to the next one.
You're talking about when you're at the very, very beginning of starting your business, just trying to raise a bit of capital.
Trying to spread your idea out, trying to dominate your sector by, you can't outspend everyone. Like even me, I'm a little fish in the pond. Like we're still a small company, like cleaning in the cleaning industry, we're still small. It doesn't mean I have to stop on my.
But you definitely think big,
like,
though. Like I don't think a lot of cleaning companies are doing that. That are thinking big like that, having salespeople to cold call. Most people are having a hard time finding customers right now, saying that times are hard. No. Like I don't think, especially the older generation, cleaning companies are grinding the phones every single day. That's like something that's completely out of the field. I guess, like I don't know. When you think cleaning company, you think just like one man show that takes care of everything. That that has a setup like you have. I think that's different.
I mean, I have that setup. It's different. It's counterintuitive. It's obviously it's different. I made it because I studied the market and I felt that something was missing. Even as a consumer, I was like, man, this sucks. Not even cleaning companies. I was just like, the cleaning offers, they suck. There's too many companies, not enough like comprehensive offers, you never know how to compare all these different services, all these different cleaning services. It's impossible to compare. And that bothered me. It bugged me. And I was like, if it bugs me, it must bug everyone else that has to shop around for a cleaning service. And I was like, this is a problem. This is a nice case to fix. Like, this is you need to be honest, you need to be in love with like processes, in love with business. I love business so much. I was like, I want to fix that problem. And I feel like it's the attitude you need to have, that like attitude. And as soon as you got your problem to fix, you need to dominate it. You want to eat it alive. You want to like, people are gonna tell, no, this is too much, man. I tried for years and years. Yeah, well, you tried for years in your years.
No, because like
you didn't have the technology that we have now. You didn't have AI. You didn't have like automations.
My brain certainly works like that in a growth mindset. Like once you get a little taste of a win, a sale, landing a new customer, it's like you just want to, like, how do I do it 100 times over? The feeling is
you can't close anything in December. Offices are closed. People are on vacations. Closing sales in December while everything is closed, still closing. Like that feeling is just like, oh yeah, you can't close in December. All right. It's and then you're like, hey, it's definitely possible. Everyone around will tell you it's impossible. It's possible. Changes everything. You need to try it for yourself though, because everyone else will be telling you, nah.
So that means nobody's doing it. That means there's nobody calling. That means there's a lot of opportunity.
Nobody's trying.
It's the same thing like in stocks, like in the stock market, like as the saying goes, like when everybody's talking about it, it's probably time to sell. When your grandmother starts talking about it, probably time to sell. When nobody's talking about it, when it's the least like talked about, that's time to buy, right? So you calling in Christmas time, it's probably the right time for you to start calling.
100%.
Because nobody's and it just works like that in every scenario, in business and
yeah,
with psychology, right? It's all human psychology.
when they're contracting in a space, you need to expand in that space. You need to be like at
Yep.
your best, like on your like at your best. You need to like market. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, guys. Like it's obviously hard. Obviously, it's gonna take you more of your effort, energy, everything. Like your nights are gonna be spent trying to do marketing. Your weekends. Ask anyone what I'm doing every day. As soon as I'm finishing doing something outside, like fields, I go back marketing, trying to like fix my offers. I've been redoing my whole website at least three times. How many phone systems, Jordan, that we went through
3.
this week? Not this week, this year. Three
3.
phone system this year. I tried different phone systems because I'm not satisfied. I'm not okay with.
And
with
yesterday you
just
were talking
status
about
quo.
changing. Yesterday you're talking about changing again.
But it's not gonna happen. I think we're sticking with the iPad now. It's just like it's taking more actions when you don't have money to outspend your competitors. Don't think about money then. Wait, the money will come. You stop thinking about money. You won't have enough money to fix that problem right now. You won't have the 10K every month to spend on AdWord to compete against your biggest competitor. You won't have it. Don't think about it. Stop stressing about money. Stress about actions. Stress about emails. Stress about calls. Tomorrow you should be stressing about making like 10 times more calls that you did last week, which means 10 calls because you did 0. Let's be honest. You did none. You had no time. You had excuses, whatever. If you did 3, do 30. It's easy. It's all about, this book is all about 10xing on what you have your hands on. If it's nothing, well, you still have your bare hands. So 10x that. 10x bare hands action, what you could do manually. Go like walk the walk, go outside. If you don't have a printer, I don't know, like
Xerox. Did you hear the example in the book
Xeroxing.
when he said because he was talking about dominate so hard, and he gave the example of instead of like how I used to fax back in the day, Xerox was like the number one.
Yeah.
And it came to a point where it's like don't send me a fax. It's Xerox me a copy. Xerox me a copy.
Back in the
So
days,
dominate to the point of like where it's like Uninet like
les skidoo. Même si tu t'achètes n'importe quelle marque de skidoo, tu vas toujours dire skidoo. C'est fou ça. La marque skidoo, c'est en tout cas, je vais pas parler de ça trop longtemps, mais like
what are you talking about?
La marque skidoo.
Yeah. What about it?
They invented it. You know, like the
Who invented Skidoo? Skidoo or Skidoo?
Skidoo. Or ski.
Skidoo.
Skidoo right through. No, you don't know what a skidoo is?
Right through. A Skidoo, of course. I wasn't sure if you were saying Skidoo or Skidoo.
That was a poor example, I guess.
Wait, Xerox invented Skidoo?
No. I mean, when we're talking about a ski, but maybe it's just us.
I'm not talking about Skidoo. I was talking about Xerox. I don't know.
I know. I just cut this, please.
But what do I want to say? Like the next, I don't know if you had more points on competition. I wanted to move on to the next thing that he spoke about, which was attention. And I have a funny story about attention. But before I move on, I don't know. I just want to ask you if you had anything else to add on
No.
competition.
No,
I think I pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, power of attention. I have a funny story because like I'm reading another book. Do I have it next to me? The 48 Laws of Power. And every single book I read, whether it's the marketing book, whether it's 10x book, I always see this attention. Good or bad attention.
Yeah.
Is better than being ignored. And I used to always be like worried about like publishing a video or a photo. I like, what about like, I don't, like what is this person going to think of me? What is that person going to think? And I keep reading now that like attention is everything. Like I did a segment with my sister. My sister has that podcast I was telling you about, and I kind of got like a little cringe on things that I was saying in the video, but it was a good video that would help me to get clients for real estate in Portugal. And I was kind of getting like cringe, like secondhand cringe listening to myself. And I was like, oh, what I was saying is like I was worried what I was
Really?
saying, like
But why though?
because I was talking about like owning property in a foreign country, and people are having a hard time buying a property, and it's like, oh, foreigners come here and buy a property, and that's what causes the price of property to go up.
Oh, okay, yeah, that video I remember.
So I was like, so my sister posted it, and when somebody posts a video on Instagram and they collaborate with you, so I clicked collaborate, and then I uncollaborated because I was like, ugh, I was worried. The video ended up getting, I think it's like at 2 million views. My sister is like, you're such an idiot. Why did you uncollab? It's like all those that was fresh traffic for you.
Of
And come to
course.
think about it, 2 million people just because I was worried, you know? And you come to think a bit like, who cares? Who cares what people think? You don't want to be a voice for everybody, anyways, right? Because there was a lot of good comments as well. A lot of comments were hating, a lot of hate comments on it, saying like, "Oh, get out of my country, go back to your country, yada yada yada." But then you also had a lot of people that were giving me positive comments as well, right? Like, "Oh, interesting,"
Mhm.
and I saw them commenting like, "Oh, interesting. Like, I've been looking to retire in Europe, and maybe I might be interested in buying a place there." So like, all this to say, like, in my personal experience, when it comes to attention, now I have the mindset that I don't care anymore. I don't
Yeah, you
care.
you
It's
crossed that line. It
Yeah,
happened to you.
even with this podcast, I don't know
It
about you,
made you
like
like it got you to learn that because you're big like obviously in the book in that chapter particularly that we just read, what I've learned is that your biggest problem in life, if especially if you're trying to like get known, well, not get known, but
get
like
known. Yeah, of course.
sell a product, your biggest problem is obscurity. They don't know you. Nobody knows
Nobody knows
you.
you.
Nobody saw your face
Yep.
before. For the good or the bad, they
The
never
good or
saw
the
you,
bad.
so they will never flow you. How could they buy it? How could they buy any like you said the example of when your grandmother like gets to like, hey,
Gets to know about
I've
Bitcoin.
seen that.
And
Well,
yeah, like Bitcoin. It's probably time to sell, bro.
well, at some point it also mean that
No, my friend
this
said I
thing
should buy.
sold, that this thing I've sold, you know, like it's been sold out. It's has been now. It's been sold out so much. It's has been now, but they've dominated with that, with these ideas, with these things. Like at some point, your biggest problem, especially at the beginning, is obscurity, and that's
In
why
the
we're
beginning.
it's obscurity. Other people don't know you, and they therefore they can't think about you. They can't like even for the good or the, if they change
For the
their
good or
mind
the
later.
bad.
Yeah,
There's power in being known. Like the other book that I'm reading, 48 Laws of Power. And it seems to be every single book that I'm reading seems to be saying this. Like it's better to be known, like whether for good or bad reasons, than to be ignored, to be not known. There's no power in not being known. And he brought up the example, and we're doing exactly that right now with our podcast, with creating
mhm,
short form content, reposting it. And he said, like, man, I'm posting 2 to 3 shorts a day. I'm filming and posting, and he's like the quality is average at best, but the action that I'm putting in and just keep posting and posting and posting and just
at least you're using that space. It's free
like it's doing
space.
you're doing what others don't, you're doing what others won't. I always think of it like that. Like whenever I'm doing something, like
It's
am I doing
obviously
what
not easy, right? It's but it's free. It
I
it
used to
only
go
takes your energy.
I used to go not against the grain. I used to go against, like, do what everybody would do, kind of like sheep style. Now it's like mindset. My mindset shifted a lot, because of all these life experiences and all these books that we're reading. They all seem to have the same answers in them.
It's true. They all like intersect to the
They
same
all intersect.
place. It's
They all
so
say the same. They all say
true.
the same thing.
They all say the same thing. You're right. I feel like at the end of the day, I get the same answers from them. I'm like, hey, I need to do more. Like, I need to like focus, sit down, really think about what I'm committed to do and like what I really want to do. Sit down and not stop thinking about it. Focusing is
Yeah,
one thing, but like not stop thinking about it. Being obsessed.
being obsessed with it. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask your opinion on something. It's a little bit off topic, but it's pretty on topic. Um, Today, I want to tell you how my day went, like what I did today. So
Let's go.
it was pretty productive, but it wasn't focused on one specific thing. But it was constant movement, constant. Hey, Pale. It was just constant moving. Like I woke up. I was doing a bit of. I was watching a bit of our previous videos, doing some little snippets, some lives, and then I did a little workout, and then I jumped a bit on Uninet. I started doing calls for Uninet, and then I jumped on my other project. And what did I do? I was just oh yeah, and then I went on to my Airbnb project, and I because I wrote down in my to-do list yesterday that I wanted to automate a message for whenever guests reserve my place. I don't have to be there. I don't have to be there to tell them, send me your ID, send me your check-in details, checkout details. I want everything to be automated. And so I used ChatGPT today. I made a nice automated message. Now I don't even need to be there. They booked the reservation. They already know they have to send me the tax money. If they have a pet, they have to send me the money. And then once they do all that, boom, I send them the codes to access. So anyways, so I did that. I worked a bit on Uninet. I worked a bit on my other project that I told you about, cell phone. Me and my girlfriend, we have this little cute little business on the side, selling phone cases, whatever.
Mhm.
And then I worked a bit on the podcast. That's four different things that I did today.
Okay.
So I feel like, man, it's really productive. It's a lot. But it's like, what do you guys think in the chat? You guys think it's too like spreading myself too thin?
It depends. Like that's the thing that's super cool about the
Because-
the GTD method.
Because look at this.
It depends on.
When I hopped on Uninet to make sales calls for Uninet for an hour or whatever, I got a really good soumission today. We got a
Yeah.
really good quote that we're gonna send because of that, And when I worked a bit on the Airbnb, I set up a nice automated system in that 2 hours or whatever it took me to formulate it. And when I was doing the shorts, I did a nice short and I posted a nice short, and it seemed like I did a bit on everything, but everything was productive. But am I spreading myself too thin?
It depends, bro. Like it really depends. There's so many types of entrepreneurs. Like me, I'm the type that likes to focus on certain problems and engineer a solution, and I do all types of things. But I know entrepreneurs, very successful entrepreneurs, they have like 9 types of businesses that have nothing to do with each other's. And they're very super productive. They have like these sheets where they spend 3 hours in each, like 3 hours in that business, 4 hours in that business, 15 hours a week in that business, and they make 700
people who make it work.
800 grand. They bring back 800 grand a year home, and the businesses are thriving, and they're growing, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. You could say these guys are spreading thin. You could say these guys are not dominating their sector, but it doesn't matter to them. They're living a full life. They're happy with that. I'm not happy with that. I don't want that. I'm not trying to have a pet store, a nail salon. I don't want, and people are like, Phil, if you do that, you're going to be rich. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm trying to fix word problems. Really, I'm out there trying to do that.
You're trying to
I'll get rich later
trying to
on.
dominate one sector.
Dominate one sector.
Because
I'm trying to fix that problem.
By you focusing completely in one sector, you're gonna eventually You're gonna get there, but
I'm
you'll never
great.
make it
I'm
there
great that.
by focusing on all these little projects.
No,
You'll
I
never
don't want a
make it.
nail salon. I don't want that. Sorry, guys. I'm
Oh,
interested
you could
in the
invest in one.
business.
Well, the
Yes.
beauty of it is focusing
I'll
on one.
later on, maybe I'll invest in a franchise business. Super
Yeah.
like.
Let's say your wife. Let's say your wife wants to have a business.
100%.
You open one up with your wife. And she wants to do it just to pass time because at some point you guys are going to be loaded that you don't even need to work, but you're going
But
to
right
want to
now
work.
we have kids. They're young. 1 month old, 3 years old. Like we're focused on them and one thing. Uninet, building processes, improving our processes. I have Stratégie Conseil that was there before the pandemic. Uninet is our own, like,
That's your
it's our
baby.
baby,
That's your baby.
So we're just focused on that, and that's it. And that's our model. You have your model. For me, there's no spreading too thin. It depends on how you're organizing yourself, GTDing yourself, and able to like produce, not just talk about it. Think. I hear that so much. Yeah, we thought about something.
Yeah.
Fell. We thought about something.
Oh,
What do
we
you
had
think
a
about
meeting.
this?
We're
We had a
having
meeting about something,
meeting.
bro.
Ugh.
What did you do about it? Like, where are we at in the project? Well, we just thought. You just thought, so you didn't ask your client what they thought. You didn't go out there like do a real campaign to see like what was the feedback, open clicks. Did they open the email? Did they really like? You didn't try to call at least once. You need to do actions to really have feedback and really be like, okay, now what are we doing?
Yep. I want to know if Jo is there. I want to ask Jo how his day is like. Does he focus on just crypto? Do you spread yourself too thin, Jo? Or do you focus, or do you believe one should focus entirely on one? Because when I look at the way you have it set up, I kind of envy you. I'm looking at it like, man, that's this guy's focusing entirely his resources on one project. He doesn't have a nail salon, doesn't have a pet shop. He's just
focusing.
That's his business.
Bro.
He's gonna know it the best. He's gonna be the best at it. You are gonna be the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
And Crypto Sniper focuses on charts. You focus on charts, so you're basically a day trader, right? Yeah. Like you just okay. So you don't have a steady income stream. You just focus on the charts. I imagine that technical analysis. Okay, cool. Maybe you can let me know which crypto to buy.
It's actually very interesting.
Oh, I think he started a channel on that. Actually, I subscribed to it.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch your show the other day, Crypto, but I didn't see your face, so I just left it. You got to show your face. I swear, I heard your voice, and I saw a chart, but I'm like, bro, where's his face? Nah, man. I wanted to see your face. People want to see your face.
Ben oui, Géo, on va voir ta belle face.
C'est-à-dire?
Face.
You don't want to say it.
J'ai fait un retardement.
Made money on Dogecoin this morning. I know it was a test. Upcoming ones will be better. I think now we're gonna go in all my cryptos up. Everything's performing really, really well. I don't want to make the same mistake, man. I think should we take some profits soon? Like I don't have that much,
Yeah, me neither. Bro.
I don't have that much. Like I can maybe just take that and invest it in Uninet, like whatever funds I have. Actually, that's possible. Actually.
Yeah.
I would definitely invest in Uninet because of you, Fel. You know that, right? Like I would do it because of you. I know it's you. And when you invest in businesses, you invest in people. And you're definitely somebody. I always thought about it, bro. Like
I appreciate that, but I feel like, when you do investments, what I learned from investments is when you invest in something, you should invest in yourself.
Right?
Like you're investing in your future. Like the purpose is you, right? On this earth. Like it's not a like egocentric thing or whatever to say. Like, of course you're here for you. Like you're out here trying to fix yourself. Fix your problems also.
And find the meaning of life, find the purpose of life and whatever it is, right?
When I'm alone in the woods, really with myself, my money doesn't matter. Like I won't like start on stories and adventures, but I love winter trekking and going out like in the snow. And I ended up at some point like in a real bad position, real bad situation. All the money in the world couldn't fix it. Like I had to fix it myself. I had to like get myself out because my cell phone was not helping me. My mom was not there. My girlfriend was not. I was alone, and I got stupid, and I had to like be determined and like for my own life. It took me 45 minutes to get out of that bad position, and I did like 10 meters. I did 10 meters, like, but if I was not smart enough, I was dying, like I was falling. And I remember that those 45 minutes, 10 meters were like, I will remember them for the rest of my life. Like it shows you that when you really start being like in a stress, not you can't panic. If you panic, you sink. But like these really stressful moments, they bring out the best of you. They bring out like the most dramatic creativity that you're gonna like be able to find inside of your brain. I got so dramatically creative to get out myself that there. I was like, wow. I was actually impressed. I was like, man, you saved yourself. Nobody came to save you. You saved yourself, bro. I screamed after that. I was like, man, yes, yes, yes. Because, bro, I was actually in the snow. I didn't know it was I was actually sinking in the snow. I thought I could cross at one point. It was actually just free fall. I was at the peak of the trees, but I couldn't see that. I was just seeing snow. I thought it was a trail. So I went down. And I ended up like, I was like, where am I? I was just sinking.
Hey,
Sinking.
How are you, brother?
And bro, at one point I was like, okay, I need to go back to where I was coming from. And I was realizing I was at the peak of the trees, bro. And like, I literally like, I don't know. I can't explain how I did. I just saved myself, bro. I came back on the ground, but I was literally like free falling on top of snow.
Wait, Fel. I gotta go say hello. I gotta say hello to Jim. Jim,
no problem. No problem.
Detective busted, smoking. You crazy son of a bitch. Seb, come on YouTube. Come chill on YouTube. I know he's dying of laughter. I know he's dying of laughter with that one. Seb, come to YouTube. Just come sign up to our thing. Hey, when are we going to play some poker? I was with my cousin the other day. We called you.
Jordan's using the podcast to make plans with everyone. Every day, this guy's making plans with people on the podcast. Every day, bro.
I would, but I'm driving. I'll be back. All right. All right, Sam. We chill soon, though. Soon, that giant. Hey, bro, I'm bringing people to our YouTube channel, man.
I know. It's just funny. Every day you have people coming in. It's super funny. Oh my god!
Sorry, go back to your story. So you were in the trails.
No. It's just like it brings back memories. It's only that, but it just like it made me every time I'm in a bad position. I'm thinking I'm going back to that situation because it was really a life and death. It's really me. I could explain that to everyone. Nobody's really impressed about that story. Nobody cares. You're like, yeah, okay. You were in the snow, almost dying. Nobody knows. Nobody was there to prove it's true. It's right. Yeah, you're right. Nobody was there. But you know what? To me, I was impressed that I just got out, and I was creative enough to just like do something with my body.
Quicksand, snow type thing.
Just like quicksand. I was falling through the trees.
A horrible story happened to the skier that fell face first in a pit.
I saw it. It made me think of my story. Like I really like.
You saw that, but the guy survived, thank God, because he had friends, but he was close to losing oxygen.
Yes,
he was stuck upside down, dude. Imagine that's a claustrophobic nightmare. You're stuck upside down with your face.
For people who knows, I was in the Vallée des. It's in the Mont Valin.
That's like
I was in Saguenay. Like there's 6 feet, 7 feet of snow there where I was, and I'm not used to that. I should have known better. Like should have get prepared better.
Did you have your tennis? What are those things? Those shoes?
Yes, I had my snowshoes.
And you still sunk.
I was snowshoeing. Yes.
Oh shit.
And I was just too like I underestimated literally like where I was going and And I think in the marketplace, it's the same thing. Marketplace is brutal, guys. It's quicksand. The marketplace it's the biggest quicksand in the world. Sometimes I see people panicking. I'm not panicking. I'm like, yes, bro, like it's tough, but it's not life and death yet. You're not there. So why are you acting like life and death? The marketplace is quicksand. It's full of snakes. Like, of course, it's brutal. So you need to like 10x on actions, even if it's easy for you. Got it easy right now. Well, I told you, when I'm not overwhelmed, I feel like something's wrong.
Yeah, same here. When I'm not overwhelmed, I'm like, what's going on? Like, what? For me, it's like, why am I not being productive right now? Like, why am I not using this time efficiently? So that in itself stresses me out.
You need more. You need next level.
It's like I'm young. It's like I'm young now. It's like,
you need to put yourself like in some more problems. You need to
yes.
You need a problem when some stuff like happens to me. Like I feel like, hey, it's too quiet. I need to buy some. Like I need to not buy some. In your case, it would be buying new real estate when you don't have the money. You don't have the cash. So now you need to find cash. You need to like put yourself into some problems, cash flow problems. Cash flow problems is quicksand. Is the same. Cash flow problems are it's a good time to 10x on energy and efforts. For some people, cash flow problems mean stress, headache, and I need to borrow to my mom. I need to borrow to quicksloansolution.com, .ca.org, whatever. No, it's not. No, it's not. Cash flow problems mean you have systems problems, systematic problems. You need to fix those. And before you loan, you need to like really sit down, not with your team, not have a meeting, not start like you need to really sit down and look at the real data that you have. What's true right now? What should I put as a next action in my system to like what's the next thing to fix? Is it my marketing? Do you do marketing? If you don't do marketing, that's first.
Dude,
answers are in the questions.
I saw on Instagram today, Amazon is testing out their drone delivery service. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's been years they're trying that. It's been years.
I don't think so. I think they just started trying it now.
I've seen it.
I actually saw somebody filmed in their backyard the drone delivery.
They've been trying that.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I just saw it today on Insta. I assumed it was brand new.
No, but probably now they're probably in the phase of like really testing it. Like really.
Yeah, like they're testing it in one city right now, like actual.
Because you need targets, I think you need like some kind of target to get that delivered in your backyard. That's what I saw. But why are you saying that? I'm curious.
No, because we're talking about dominating your sector and like.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
In the sense of talking about domination.
But this guy started with books. You know what's funny? Funny story about Amazon. This guy started with one thing. Started with books. Dominated the book sector. Dominated one thing. He was selling more books at a bigger rate, faster pace than anyone else was doing. Actually, they were closing bookstores. Amazon was selling books like crazy. He made his fortune selling books. Everyone else was closing their bookstores in these years. So he started attacking other things later on. You don't need to dominate everything, all the sector. I want to do like I want to dominate everything. You start with like
one.
Start with pizza. You know, I love pizza. I love Pizza Salvatore. There's this brand I'm always talking about with my wife. They have a Basiello group and Pizza Salvatore. They have a bunch of franchise. They had a nice goal of building 100 restaurants in 2 years or 3 years. Bro, they smashed the target, and now they're going for 500 restaurants before 2030. I think.
Wow.
500 restaurants.
I guess they're in the United States as well.
Not even. They're in 4 provinces, and they bought yesterday. Wow. They were on CBC talking about that because they bought Jack Lecoq. They have pizza. They started with pizza, dominated the
What?
pizza
It's
sector.
Jacques Lecoq.
Jack Lecoq. Yeah, they bought Jack Lecoq. It's super
What?
interesting, bro.
What's Jacques Lecoq? I never heard of this restaurant.
Me neither, to be honest.
Okay,
Me neither.
interesting. I guess
But
they
they
weren't trying.
calculated. They were talking on CBC. They were talking about growing that brand. It has a lot of because the other they didn't want to mention the brand. Very interesting
Yeah.
fact. She was talking about the national fried chicken brand. What is the
Okay.
national chicken fried chicken brand?
KFC, I would think.
Obviously, she said the national brand doesn't really expand. They're expanding where other brands are contracting, and they analyze that.
So they're doing like the opposite.
They're expanding on fried chicken.
Is
They're
what we
like, hey,
spoke about.
nobody's really expanded on fried chicken. These other brands are contracting. Super interesting. Super interesting. And these
Domino's.
guys,
I don't know if you remember Domino's. They had that. Domino's started to get known when they had that promotion. They had that like 30 minutes guaranteed or it's free. Remember that? That's when we first started hearing
yeah,
about Domino's.
I remember. The app was the most like advanced thing that we had about Domino, but it's not advanced anymore. Domino's is not in the they're in the race, but they're not dominating anymore.
Oh,
I
because
feel
of
like
that
they're not trying to
Do you
dominate
remember? You
anymore.
remember that negative story Domino's had where employees were taking videos putting boogers in pizza? I think that's when they started to fall down. They started to lose a lot of
Maybe.
market share.
I don't
I'm
remember
sure
that.
you don't remember that story.
No, I never
Dude,
heard
there
of
was
it.
employees that were putting their booger in pizza and
No,
giving it to customers, and they were filming it.
oh, no, that's not okay, bro.
What
No,
do
I
you
never
mean,
heard of
bro?
it.
It's amazing. When I worked at A&W, I used to work at A&W. Somebody ordered a poutine. I was really young when I did this. Somebody ordered a poutine. I put a piece of bacon inside, and they brought it back. This was before like vegan was a thing. It's like vegan and vegetarian wasn't like a big thing back then. This was like I was like 13 years old.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Oh,
13.
really?
I was like
But
probably
okay, so
16 years old. Like this is like 10 year. How old am I? I'm 33. This is like 15 years ago. I used to work at doing A&W burgers. I put a piece of bacon in a poutine.
but why? But why
Uh-huh.
though? But why?
Because I was young and stupid, just fooling around. I didn't put boogers in people's food, but I put a piece of bacon inside. They brought it back, and I'm like, really? Why would you? You got a free piece of bacon. Why would you return that?
I can joke.
Shit.
But yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. Like these brands, like these big brands, sometimes they could be like, for some people they might be like they might say intimidant. I don't know how to say that. Like intimidating. Um, like you might feel like the giants of this world, like they're impossible to like tackle. Especially like I don't know how to say that. Like it might feel like it you might not just want to just try. It happens to me, bro. It happens to me sometimes when we do marketing. It's hard. Copywriting is hard. Sitting down, writing text, writing SEO things for your websites. It's hard. It takes time. It takes energy. Even with Chat GPT, even with all that stuff, you can just even now, like with Chat GPT, people
Oh,
know when it's Chat GPT. It's you can't just use Chat.
ChatGPT is the only reason why I'm able to work on all these projects so efficiently.
Yes, but it's still work. You still need to like
Oh
prompt. You
yeah,
still need to
definitely.
like there's definitely work involved. So
Oh, for
like
sure. But
these
like
sometimes you will feel like it's not um producing anything. It's not yielding anything, but it is
it is. It
because
is.
you're improving each time. Each time you're doing that work, like launching it on your website, waiting, getting results, getting data, getting what worked,
Posting
what did
something,
not. Yes,
letting your content go in the algorithm.
changing content, moving
Yeah.
on. Like it's all stuff to like that will actually like make space for the good ideas, the creative ideas, the next ones you're gonna know when they come, they're good because you made space of all the like they're not what ifs anymore. they're all like, not that one, not this one, this one. There's no what if I do this, what if I do that. You tried them. You actually tried them. It didn't cost you anything. It costed you your time. You had to sit down on a weekend when you had time, really trying to like make texts on the internet, pushing stuff, pushing hard, making posts on
Yeah.
Facebook, pushing
Like,
your page, talking to people.
ChatGPT is crazy because it just learns, right? When you keep a thread open, and even when you close a
Yeah.
thread,
Yeah.
it's like, for example, I'm
learning.
doing the reels for our podcast, and what I'll do is I'll clip a short 30-second clip, and I'll just open up I have the same thread open, strategy vault thread,
Mhm.
and I don't have to write much. All I do is write, in this reel we are talking about, CEOs read 60 times more than the average person.
Mhm.
Make me a reel. Make me a description for the reel. Boom.
Subject, header, boom, boom.
So all I got to do is just write that one sentence, click enter, and it knows that I'm posting across all platforms. So it'll give me a complete description and title for YouTube Shorts. It'll give me a complete description and title for TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And so I'll just take that video that I made and I'll drag it into YouTube, take the YouTube, because it'll specifically make me a description optimized for YouTube with hashtags. And I'll just take that, boom, in. So I could post across all platforms in minutes with ChatGPT, and
know what
all
I
with
do?
one little sentence.
Jordan, I'm gonna give to our viewers. Sorry to cut you off. I need to give them one of my prompt that I created, which is a prompt engineer.
Hmm.
And it will help pretty much anyone here engineer their own prompts. So they're good. So you're actually sure that your prompt is engineered by ChatGPT himself.
Wait, explain right now what you're about to share, because this is going to be a viral short. Okay,
Yes.
So keep in mind, this is going to be a video that we're going to post.
Okay, so basically,
Wait, your camera just went blurry. Give it a second.
yeah, it's because I'm on ChatGPT right now. I'll be back. I'm just copying this thing.
I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby.
Baby, I'll be back. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, here it is. So let me close this page because it's making my thing lag. Okay, you guys are gonna love me for this. This is my ChatGPT prompt engineer. Let me post it in the comment section for your Instagram viewers. They need to go on YouTube for this and subscribe. Boom. Okay, so it's posting on multiple comments. So I want you to become my prompt engineer. Your goal is to help me craft the best possible prompt for my needs. The prompt will be used by you, ChatGPT. You will follow the following process. 1, your first response will be to ask me what the prompt should be about. So I make him ask me what it is. What are you doing? SEO for your website, trying to make an ad campaign, trying to whatever you're trying to do. Okay. I will provide my answer, but we will need to improve it through continual iterations by going through the next step. 2, based on my input, you will generate 2 sections. A, revised prompt. Provide your rewritten prompt. Should be clean, concise, and easily understood by you. B, questions. Ask any relevant questions pre-training to what additional information is needed from me to improve my prompt. 3, we will continue this iterative process with me providing additional information to you and updating the prompt in the revised prompt section until I say we are done. So,
is that understood? Question mark.
Yeah.
No, don't be mean, because if they become robots, they're gonna spare you.
So this is how I engineer I make him train himself to get me the best prompt. And then once I get my prompt, I copy and paste it inside a new ChatGPT page fresh. And it's going to give you the most amazing, precise text, answer, project, name it. Like, it's a prompt engineer. So it's made by ChatGPT for ChatGPT, not by you for ChatGPT.
You literally took it a step further. You made your life a lot easier.
Yes.
And whoever's not using ChatGPT, you're falling behind. Like, you are literally behind in life if you're not on ChatGPT. People are bulldozing over you. You have to get on ChatGPT. And what Fel just explained about the prompt engineering, it's just taking it to another level, making it a lot easier for you. You're training ChatGPT to craft the best possible prompt for you. It's taking the information and it's
instead
asking
of you
writing
question.
Exactly.
Yes.
It is asking you for relevant information to feed it in order to give you the best possible prompt, to craft the best possible prompt, to generate the best possible information.
Answers, whatever you need. That's
a good tip.
If you guys like needed takeaways from this podcast, this is it. Go on our YouTube channel, go get the comments. Everything is in that section. And please subscribe if you liked what you just witnessed. Me and Jord are here every single night at 5:15 Eastern time, Montreal time, New York time, wherever you're at. And we're doing this every single day, except for the weekends. But if you guys are requesting it, I might push Jordan to jump in the weekend. 7 days a week, Jordan. You down?
Twice a day. We'll do 14 lives.
14 lives a week. Let's go. But that's it. We had an amazing. If I could just go across, bro, the different points, bro. Today was very interesting. But the game plan for me about this chapter was really, point one: determine determine what the other, like, your competitors, everyone in your market is doing, and go against the grain. Try to do what they're not doing. That was my main takeaway from this chapter. Do what they're not doing. This is so counterintuitive. You're like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. It's so uncomfortable to do what other people are not doing, and just master that and be the king of that. I feel like, that was my my big takeaway of that chapter. What about you? What's your big thing?
For me, the biggest takeaway was the attention. That's the most enlightening for me. And the more I'm reading that, the more I'm just saying, like, screw it. Like, just get attention, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't matter. Get yourself out there. Get known. Get known, whether it's good or bad. And when you feel that discomfort when you're, like, posting something, when you feel that cringe, that's a good thing. That is a good thing.
You're on a good spot. You're in a the good path.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's it for me. And thank you very much. Always a pleasure, Fel. Take care, guys. Good night.
We'll see you. That's what I meant.
Ciao.